Are we ready? Look at all these children. Look at this. Look at this. Give them a round of applause. All right. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Hollywood's come to Harrisburg. State Senator Vincent Hughes, but you already knew that. We're here for a very fun reason, but we're here for a very serious reason. The national numbers are not acceptable. Reading scores on the National Assessment of Educational Progress, the gold standard for evaluating reading proficiency across the nation. Fortunately, it's not better. In 2024, 44.2% of fourth graders and 47.7% of eighth graders scored basic or below basic on the English Language Arts PSSA exam. That's not a good direction, but we know how to fix it. We know how to make it better. And it's all of us coming together to make sure that we make a real difference in the life outcomes for our young people.
That's right.
And it starts with reading, and reading at not just a basic level, Madam Secretary, reading at the maximum level, at the highest level, so they can achieve their dreams. And look at these young people back here. Look at these young people back here. They need every resource available to pour into them to make sure that they are the best that they can be and that they are reading at the level that they deserve to read. So, this program that we're going to talk about today brings the state and government resources, brings the private sector resources together, and pours into our young people and their classrooms and their teachers, getting them more books, more opportunity, and sets the tone, Madam Secretary, that we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We're going forward by reading. One of our first partners to join us, who's led the effort, she is the Chief Impact Officer at Scholastic Books, Judy Newman. Judy!
Thank you, Senator Hughes. Thank you all for coming. My name is Judy Newman, and I am the Chief Impact Officer at Scholastic. But my other title is Reader-in-Chief. And I chose that title because that means that every time I'm with kids and teachers and administrators and elected officials and literacy champions, I get to share the message that all kids must have access to choose and own their own books, which are going to motivate them to read so they can become confident readers and declare, I am a reader. We are thrilled to be here today in the beautiful rotunda. I've heard so much about this. It's gorgeous. At the state capitol, among people, all of you who understand this, and to celebrate the expansion of the United States of Readers program in the great state of Pennsylvania. We're so excited that Senator Hughes and your Pennsylvania elected officials and superstar Cheryl Lee Ralph, also known as Mrs. Howard from Abbott Elementary, are here with us to celebrate. So we're super grateful. Now, if you can read, you can grow up to be anything you want. You can be a writer or a teacher or a pilot or run for office, be an elected official, be a reader-in-chief, or the star of a hit TV show, or anything you want to be. But if you can't read, you really cannot do any of those things. And if you're a kid who is interested in dinosaurs, you want to read books about dinosaurs. If you love Pete the Cat, or Clifford, or Babysitter's Club, or Dog Man, or Abbott Elementary, you want to be able to read books about those topics that you're interested in. So Scholastic's new program, the United States of Readers, is here to make sure all kids can do that. Every single kid has access to that. to choose books that they want to read. So during the school year, in this program, kids get these flyers. Many of you are familiar with them from your own childhoods, I'm sure. There are no prices on these flyers, and the books are from all publishers. They're grade appropriate, and they're wonderful books that kids can choose. They're filled with the very best books. Every kid chooses 2 books, 5 times a year for 10 books. So they have their own home library. And they get book plates with every book so they can write their name and say, hands off, this is my book. And teachers, most importantly, don't have to use their own money to put books in their classroom libraries. They get... So each and every teacher gets 25 free books, which is amazing. And lastly, the point I want to make is that every single child in the class, in the school, participates equally. No child is left out. No kid has to say, I was that kid who couldn't participate, because every kid participates equally. Okay, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for the elected officials that are here today. Senator Hughes, we know, Chairman Jordan Harris, State Representatives Jim Haddock, Carol Hill Evans, Jessica Benham, and today we're welcoming State Senator Patty Kim and the Secretary of Education, Carrie Rowe. Your legislators in Pennsylvania believe in the power of choosing and owning your own books to support your literacy, and they have been instrumental in funding the United States of Readers through the state budget. This doesn't happen by magic. It happens through hard work. They understand that literacy is one of the most important causes in the state of Pennsylvania, and there really is no other way to become a good reader than to read. So thank you to all of you, all of the elected officials, and to Cheryl Lee Ralph for taking precious time to come here to show their demonstration and their vision, their commitment to literacy for all. So we at Scholastic, the United States of Readers, our new nonprofit, Impact Reading, and all our new partners, we're excited that you in Pennsylvania are leading the way for the rest of the country. So thank you so much, and we're very excited to celebrate literacy together.
All right. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Scholastic, for being a great partner with us on this effort. One of the leaders in this effort stepped up early, made it happen. Please welcome Chairman Jordan Harris, the Democratic House Appropriations Chairman.
All right, so good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Let me say it's a privilege and an honor to be with all of you here today. I am State Representative Jordan Harris. I have the privilege of serving my neighbors as State Representative in the 186th District, which is parts of South and Southwest Philadelphia, and to serve the Commonwealth as Majority Appropriations Chairman in the House. I'm honored to stand here today with many of my colleagues, both in the House and the Senate, with our friends at Scholastic and with the incomparable Cheryl Lee Ralph being here as a champion of education, not just on the screen, but also off the screen. We appreciate you being here and lending your voice to such an important issue. You know, today we're not just handing out books, we're handing out opportunity. For many of our young people many of them may be trapped inside the concrete jungles of South or Southwest Philly or West Philadelphia, because of a book they can pick up from 52nd and Master and transport themselves to Buckingham Palace in London, England. For many of our young people trapped at 17th and Dickinson, where I grew up, they're able to pick up a book and transport themselves to China, to Australia, to Mexico. They're able to take themselves back and put themselves into the times of the civil rights movement, or they're able to transport themselves over to Soweto in South Africa or over to Tiananmen Square. Because of a book, they're able to take themselves out of their current circumstance and transport themselves back into time, into history, or even go into the future and let their creativity run wild. See, books aren't just about addition and subtraction and mathematics, but books is also about unleashing the possibility of a young person's imagination. And so Through the United States of Readers program, nearly 3,500 of our students across 5 school districts, places like Philadelphia and York, Pittsburgh, Pittston, and Taylor, they're receiving books that are not given to them, but books that they get to choose themselves. You know, with this funding from the Commonwealth made possible through our strong partnership with the legislature and with scholastics and private philanthropy, we're putting books in the hands of students so that they can take them home and enjoy themselves. Just this past March, I was at Mitchell Elementary School in Southwest Philadelphia, in my district, and I talked with students, and they were super excited about the opportunity of them picking the book of their choice. And I made a promise to them, a promise that I think at the end of this month we're going to keep. I made a promise to them that I would come back and that we're going to have lunch and that we're going to sit and they're going to tell me all about the stories that they've been able to read over the last couple of months. Listen, this investment is important, but I know that it is just a start. There are so many more children who need to be given the opportunity to dream and to imagine. You know, listen, with all that goes on in the world and all that our young people have to endure, many of them aren't allowed to be kids. You know, I had a childhood that I'm happy about. All of those moments weren't happy, but I remember those moments where I just got a chance to be a kid. And far too many of our young people are being denied that. And what I tell you is that these books restores their childhood. It gives them the opportunity to just laugh and smile and be silly and be funny and enjoy the life that many of us now have the opportunity to take for granted. So I'm glad to be here today with the United States of Readers and Scholastic. I thank you for what you do. I thank you to my partners over in the Senate for making this possible. And again, thank you to the incomparable Cheryl Lee Ralph for not just caring about our kids on TV, but caring about them in real life. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman Jordan Harris. More books for more kids, and more classrooms for more teachers. More books for more kids, more classrooms, and more teachers. We need to do this. We can do this. We can overcome. We have won this fight before. We will win it again. Partners in this fight from Lackawanna County and Pittston, Representative Jim Haddock. Jimmy, come on up, partner.
Thank you, Senator Hughes. As we may know, reading is fundamental. When a child cannot read proficiently, it prevents them from achieving success in school, and then participating in all areas of life. And it hinders them from achieving their dreams. As state representative, I am very proud to have worked with Chairman Harris and the team from Scholastic to help fund this pilot program that was implemented this year for the United States of Readers program. As luck would have it, the initial rollout happened in Lackawanna County, in my district, at Riverside School District in Riverside East. And I can't tell you the smiles and the faces of those hundreds of kids that were high-fiving me as I came in. They wanted my autograph. I'm not used to that. It was humbling, but they were appreciative of receiving the books. And I have to tell you, they also told me the stories about the books they read. They gave me the titles and they told me the stories. It was simply tremendous. You see, the United States of Readers program not only allows a child to pick the book that they want to read, but they also get to keep that book. And because they pick it, they take ownership in the program and great pride. And then, because they get to keep it, they build their own library. And I'm sorry to say, but some of the children in my school district, that might have been the only books that they had. Wow. and they were thrilled. So that they have the ownership, it's simply priceless. You know, as legislators, we know that our state constitution makes education a fiduciary responsibility. Reading is one of the most important elements of education. Sadly, a 2024 National Assessment of Education Progress found that reading performance has declined in both 4th grade and 8th grade students to historically low levels. However, thanks to the great work of Scholastic and the United States of Readers program, this can change, and this program will help change this statistic. The students of today are the teachers of tomorrow, the nurses of tomorrow, the carpenters and the doctors of tomorrow. And let's not forget that they may be the state representatives, the senators, the actors of tomorrow. And who knows, they may even become Josh Shapiro one day. Madam Secretary, please tell them I gave them a plug. And if that happens, wouldn't it be great? Because that's what this program's about, giving children the opportunity to succeed. And I'll tell you how important it is to own a book. I took one off the table for myself. So, Senator, thank you, and I'll turn it back over.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Representative. We know that the United States of Readers has a home base in Lackawanna County in Pittston, but the United States of Readers has a home base in York County. Representing York County, Representative Carol Hill Evans.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you all, and thank you all for being here. York is in the house.
That's right.
The joy being a state lawmaker brings to my life doesn't come from getting to stand behind podiums like this and have everybody pay attention to what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong, this is a privilege, and I'm honored that I was asked to speak to you today and among such excellent and honorable company. But I also have to admit, I favor a different type of audience, one that looks up at me with eager eyes from their little carpet squares in their classroom. By now, I think I've read to students in just about every elementary school in my district, and I always walk away invigorated by the fact that, yes, kids today do still love books, reading them and being read to. A related joy has been working with my colleagues in the House to finally use the power that we have to fix a broken education system, a reckoning that's been long overdue. In fact, in 2023, the Commonwealth Court declared what many of us had been saying for years, that the way this state funded schools was so unfair, so unequal, it actually violated the state constitution. And they were right. For too long, the quality of a child's education in Pennsylvania depended on how much money their family had and where they could afford to live. And that, my friends, is just wrong. As I was thinking about what I wanted to say here today, I pulled up an editorial that I wrote for my hometown newspaper, the York Daily Record, back in 2018. A study had just found that the York City School District was the most underfunded school district in the entire Commonwealth. After that court ruling, my colleagues and I finally had the ability to pass legislation to start correcting that injustice. And I'm proud to say that schools in my district were among those that received millions in new funding, money meant to begin making up for the years of deliberate neglect. Because let's be honest, the old system didn't happen by accident. The people who kept it in place knew exactly what they were doing. They understood the power of education. They knew that students with access to books and schools with ample resources grow up to be adults who can think critically, who can recognize when others are trying to limit their opportunities, their futures, and who know how to fight back for what they know they deserve. Today, we're here to celebrate, so let's all celebrate. We're celebrating a program. We're celebrating a program called program that's doing good things, one that's putting more books in students' hands, both at home and in their classrooms. The United States of Readers is the program that I refer to. And that just feels good. It feels right. Because instead of having to fight back against another attempt to hold them back, we're standing up for something that enriches them. We're giving our children more tools in order to dream big, to stay curious, and to keep learning. So for all that are in attendance today, to all of my colleagues, Senator Hughes, Secretary, Madam Senator Hughes, thank you all for being here. Go read. Thank you.
Yes. United States of Readers has a home base in Southwest Philadelphia, has a home base in Lackawanna County, and Pittston has a home base in York County. United States of Readers has a home base in Allegheny County. Representative Jessica Benham.
Well, I have to say, as someone who considers myself quite the nerd, it is wonderful to be surrounded by so many who are so enthusiastic about reading, and to partner with my colleagues, with Scholastic, and with others to bring a program that encourages young people to read more. And that, I think, fulfills what I would consider a lifelong dream of mine, to see more and more people have access to books. As some of you know, I was the first person who was openly autistic who was elected to Pennsylvania's General Assembly. But before that, I was an autistic little girl in the 90s without a diagnosis, because, you know, girls didn't have autism back then. So I was just weird and definitely not popular at all. And we didn't have much growing up, but what we did have was access to our local library. And when I tell you that the ability to escape into books saved my life, I mean it. Because that is what books are. That's right. Whether you're a kid like me who doesn't fit in, or you're the most popular kid in the school, books help you envision a better future life. And when I go into schools in my district right now, I can tell you that what kids need is a belief that there is a future out there for them. I am tired of going into schools and hearing kids in middle school tell me that they don't see a future for themselves. That is not a world that I want to live in. And so working together with my colleagues to fund this program as a pilot in different places all across the Commonwealth, I know what that means to young people. Because it's not just about building that home library. It's not just about getting to pick those books that you're going to read. It's about that future life that you get to dream for yourself. Because without books, let me tell you that elementary school Jessica would not have envisioned myself being here today. Because let me tell you, I wasn't winning popularity contests in high school, so the thought of winning an election was a little out of the question, right? But reading those books set me on the path that led me here today. And so you've heard my colleagues talk about how wonderful this program is, but I wanted to share a little bit of my story so that you can understand just how deep that impact is. And so to the kids that are here today, if some of you feel a little weird, if some of you feel like you don't fit in, someday you might be a state representative. Someday, you might be an actress. And I tell you, no matter what you want to be someday, you can do it. Thanks for being here today.
Jessica. All right, United States of Readers has foothold all over this Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, all over the country. To acknowledge that, joining us right now, Secretary of Education for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Carrie Rowe. Carrie!
He is a hard act to follow. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Carrie Rowe, and I am excited to be here with you today to celebrate the expansion of the United States of Reader. Yay. As a lifelong reader, I can appreciate the happiness that this program will bring kids across the Commonwealth. In fact, growing up, there were exactly 2 times that I enjoyed going to school. The first was Lucky Plate Day, when a student with a sticker on the bottom of their plate won a prize. And the other was Scholastic Book Fair Day. Now, full disclosure, I never actually won Lucky Plate on Lucky Plate Day, but I certainly felt lucky every time I scored a new book from the book fair. You win some, you lose some, all right? The United States of Readers program helps spread excitement, that excitement of a new book and the joy of reading to all learners. It makes reading fun. It sets up students to read not only for enjoyment, but to become great citizens in the future. I'd like to thank our partners in the General Assembly, particularly those members who are gathered here behind me today, and especially Senator Hughes, for not only promoting the importance of reading, but also for finding opportunities to give back to the communities. Things like this here today. And a special thank you to Scholastic for the learning opportunities that you're providing to young people and the happy memories that you provide to those of us who aren't so young anymore. I'm proud that Pennsylvania is not only a partner in this initiative, but that Pennsylvania is also a national leader in ensuring access to literacy for all learners. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a special shout out to Pennsylvania's libraries and librarians, the true glue. Thank you. That's right, the libraries and the librarians, they are the true glue that hold communities together. And this is Teacher Appreciation Week. And make sure that you take the time to appreciate your current teachers, a teacher from the past, or your local librarian. So thank you to Scholastic, thank you to our representatives, and I will turn the podium back over to Senator Hughes.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. All right. United States of Readers has set up a home base here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Recognizing Harrisburg and the United States of Readers home base, Senator Patty Kim.
Good afternoon, everyone. Senator Hughes, thank you so much for bringing us here today. I almost called you Senator Ralph because I have Shirley Ralph on my mind, and I'm a little bit nervous right now, a little starstruck, a little bit of a Hollywood starstruck. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today. It is so great to see all the Are they smiling? I don't think they're smiling right now. The faces behind us for coming out here, they're probably a little bit hungry, but we have Harrisburg's Marshall Math Science Academy here, and we are so grateful for the students for being here. I am so glad to celebrate the Scholastic's United States of Readers program and the positive impact it's already had. I love the idea, it was said before, students choosing their own books and building their own libraries. I'm encouraged by Scholastic's plan to expand into even more Title I schools in the future. I think it's worth noting, Marshall Math Science Academy, who is represented here today, does not have a school library. Let that sink in. Their teachers purchase their own books and build their own classroom libraries. They loan books to the students because their school has not been resourced well enough. Man, we have a lot more work to do. But I'm grateful for both the teachers and the Scholastic programming for bridging the gaps, because Pennsylvania students deserve nothing but the best available education. I will end with this. I am pleased to be the latest member of the legislature to put my support behind this program and bring choice and access to books to more public schools in our Commonwealth. Thank you so much.
So they've all been great speakers. Thank you, Senator Kim. United States of Readers, as you can see, is all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They've all been great speakers, and I know you all wanted to see us and everyone here, but I know who you're really here to see. Rep Mays, I know who they're really here to see. All right? I know who you're really here to see. The Queen Reader. The reader par excellence. A little French there, all right? Okay, all right. The reader beyond all readers. The reader who can read a book and read you at the same time. Because she's read me on a regular occasion. She's not Barbara Howard, not today. She is Shirley Ralph. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hollywood, coming to Harrisburg to talking about reading. Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Thank you all very much for being here. But I feel a little awkward because the most important people in the room are those behind me on the steps. Now, I'm going to turn a little to the side to respect all of you being here, because this is all about you. You see all these people here? They can talk as much as they want. They can talk about all the wonderful things that can be done. But if you do not want it, none of it will happen. You have to want to succeed. You have to want to read. You have to want to be all of your dreams come true. Because it starts for a lot of you today. Some of you will succeed. A lot of you will not. Not because you couldn't, not because you shouldn't, but because you did not do the work. You chose not to show up for class. You chose not to pay attention. You chose not to be the best and most important person in your life. It is all about you. Because when I look at you, oh my God, I see such great possibilities. I see doctors. I see lawyers. I see politicians. I see teachers. I see rock stars. I see musicians. I see great mothers in the future. Great fathers in the future. I see people who will add so much to their communities and their countries. But you have got to want it. I wanted it bad. You think I wanted to be okay in my classroom? They had a board, and it said honor roll. I wanted to be on the honor roll. I showed up. I went to class. Took me 3 years. But I saw my name on the honor roll from junior high school all the way through high school. I got so good at it that I finished high school in 3 years. Yeah, I did. And then I I got real good at it, and I finished college in 3 years. I graduated from Rutgers University, and I was the first woman to graduate from a historically male college and university, and they call my name Cheryl Lee Ralph. So, when they talk about reading, I'm so excited because the first book, for the cameras, you got yours. My picture's on the book. Yes. I don't know why it's so tiny, but that's okay. It is there. And tonight when you get home, you'll be able to watch me on TV tonight in Abbott Elementary. So I am excited for all of you camera people to be here because reading is fundamental. We as good citizens of our communities cannot let our children be poor students. We cannot let it be acceptable that our children cannot read. If we're gonna be great, our children must be greater. And we cannot be the wonderful United States of America if we don't have bright and brilliant children who are able to read. As long as we open our minds and understand, no matter what their zip code is, there is greatness in them. So to Scholastic and the United States of Readers, I thank you. I thank you very much because I'm one of those children that went and got my Scholastic books to build my library. I read books as a child. I read scripts now as an adult, and I get paid. Encourage our children, all of our children. Encourage our children, no matter what shade, color, creed, race they are. Encourage our children. Talk to them. Listen to them. They need you to be there for them. Accept them as they are. Understanding for some of them, it is not easy. Some of them are having a very difficult time, and they do not need to come to their classrooms and have to fight a war in order to learn. So I'm just going to turn my back on y'all to say to all of you, thank you for showing up, for being here to be a part of the launch of this project today. Quinta Brunson and everybody at Abbott Elementary, when you watch our show, some of you know we are doing that show with you. in mind. So do me a favor. If you're a poor student, be a better student. If you're a good student, be a better student. If you're an on-top straight A student, be a better student. And in closing, I'm an immigrant's child. And my immigrant mother always said to me, Cheryl, good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better best. I think I'm done. Am I done? Are we done?
No, we're not done.
Okay, we're not done. My husband should speak. I'm sorry. Yes, Senator Hughes.
How about that Shirley Ralph? How about that Shirley Ralph? How about that Shirley Ralph? That's my wife. How about that? Say hi to Representative Latasha Mays. What's up, Rep Mays? Say hi to Representative Justin Fleming. All right, so now we have students joining. Cheryl, you're going to be joining some students to read to them. Several students joined Cheryl Lee Ralph. It says SLR here on the stairs, where she will interview them about reading and receiving books from the United States of Readers. Let's stay focused on this reading piece, people. Let's stay, while we get this set up, let's get this set up. Let's stay focused on this reading piece, this literacy piece. We can win this issue. We do not have to think about losing. We can win on reading. We don't have to suffer lagging scores. Let's go forward. Let's get this done. All of us together, the private sector, the public sector, everybody united in the United States of Readers. Thank you, Scholastic. Thank you, everybody. What are we supposed to do?
I'm here with my young readers. What's your name?
Abdialis.
Okay, you see this rotunda here? You have to speak up so you can be heard. You look like my niece when she was your age. Hold on. What's your name?
Abdialis.
Hi.
My name's Amaya.
Amaya. I have a friend named Amaya.
My name's Jordan.
Oh, one of my producers is Jordan.
My name's Terrence.
Hi, Terrence.
My name's Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte. Have you ever read Charlotte's Web? A few times, huh? All right, so I would like to know which one of you loves reading the most? Oh my gosh, it's you, Amaya? Why do you love reading the most?
Because when I read, when there's no pictures, I can think of it in my head, and it makes me learn a lot.
Wow. So you don't need pictures in your book. You like books that don't have pictures so you can use your imagination. And that is why the arts are fundamental, because you are an artist in your mind. I love that. Yes, look at that. Yes. And you said you love to read the most. Why, Terrence?
Because reading is really relaxing, and I like to just sit in my bed, read a good book before I go to sleep.
I love that. Reading is relaxing. You like to sit and read your book. Do you listen to music sometimes too? Oh, I love that. Very good. What about you?
Wait, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
What do you love about reading?
I like how it can help me escape and not think about things. Like, I read a book before I went here, and it helped me not think about, stressful situations.
Wow, when you read, it helps you release stress. That's really wonderful. What kind of books do you love?
I like mystery books like the Westing Game, and Hole's storybooks, like longer storybooks like Harry Potter and stuff.
Oh, I love that. Have you seen Harry Potter on Broadway? Oh, it's a great musical. And why do you love to read, Charlotte? Charlotte's Web?
I love books because it's a way people can express themselves. It's a way people can show their feelings.
Oh, you sound like a writer. Do you write? Not yet. Do you have a journal? Yes, so you're a writer. So there you go. The arts are essential. Thank you very much. All right, so what school do you represent?
I go to Marshall Math and Science Academy in Harrisburg.
In Harrisburg, all right. Marshall!
I also go to Marshall Math.
All right, Marshall!
I go to Jackson.
Jackson.
I go to Jackson too.
Jackson Elementary. Yay.
I go to Marshall Math and Science Academy.
Marshall Math and Science Academy. What is the one thing you want people to know about books, libraries, reading, any of that today?
I want them to know that it's free and that you should always go there because you can learn a lot of interesting things.
The libraries are free, and if you want to learn some interesting things, visit a library.
I want them to know that if they're stressed, a good book is always a way to calm down.
Oh, if you are stressed, a good book is a wonderful way to calm down.
No matter what language, type of book, or genre it is, books can bring people together.
Well, excuse me. No matter what language, book, or genre, thank you, books can
Bring people together.
Bring people together. All right, Charlotte Ryder Webb.
Because people can learn more.
Because when people open books, they can learn more. You go, girl. How old are you?
7.
And you know that at 7 years old? I like you.
It helps your knowledge, like she said.
Oh, open a book to expand your knowledge. How old are you?
8.
8? Wow, that's pretty good. How old are you?
I'm 13.
Did you have to think about how old you are? No. Oh my gosh. 13.
I'm also 13.
13.
I'm 13.
13. You are 7 and you are 8. There you go. I'm also 13. Okay. All right, so we have one more question here. I think I can guess, but I'm going to let you tell everybody. What do you want to be when you grow up? Come on, Charlotte.
I want to be a teacher.
Oh! Everybody, Charlotte wants to grow up to be a teacher, and Charlotte wants a living wage and salary. Charlotte wants the respect that is due to one who takes care of children for 7 to 8 hours a day. They want to be paid for it. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. Would you have said something like that? Okay, maybe. What about you?
I also want to be a teacher.
Oh my gosh, another teacher!
I want to be a teacher.
Oh, another teacher!
I want to be a nurse.
You want to be a nurse? I love that. Yes. Very important, too.
I want to be a chef.
Oh, all right now. Yes, chef. Teacher. 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 Nurse. Chef. I like this. Very good. Okay. Now, just because I am me, I would like to know, hold on. Ooh, would you, in fact, all of you behind here too, is this the kind of program that you would like to see happen again? Really? Can somebody tell me why? Why would you like to see a program like this?
It gives an understanding of why it's important to read.
I love that. Yes. What about you?
Say it helps students grow as people and learn new things.
There you go. Helps them grow. Have you got a thought on that?
It can help. Thank you. It can help students expand their knowledge and learn more things that they didn't know before.
Absolutely. Learning is great. I love it. You said I have something to say. Come on.
It can help kids like expand their imagination when they're like reading books and stuff, like explore new words when they're reading books in like libraries and stuff.
I love it. A brand new world, a new exciting place to be. All right. I thank you, students. Thank you very much. And now, are there teachers around? Because I'd like to ask teachers, come forward. Come forward. Where do you teach?
I teach in New York City.
You teach in New York City?
In York City.
In York City. I was getting ready to say, what are you doing down here? That's all right. Where do you teach?
I also teach in York City.
York City.
Marshall Math Science Academy.
Marshall.
Marshall Math Science Academy.
Marshall. All right. So, teachers, we want to ask you, why is it important for our students to start to raise their reading scores?
I'm Dr. Lene Shaw. I teach at Jackson K-8. Reading is the most important thing that families can do at home. Children who read for 20 minutes or more at home for 5 days a week are exposed to 1.8 million words a year. As students learn new vocabulary, their understanding of what they're reading expands, and as their understanding expands, their applications expand. The world will be a better place if everybody reads at home.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Reading is important for all of our children. Every single child should have the opportunity to go to a different place in their mind. A lot of these kids talked about their imagination and wanting to use their imagination. And one thing that I love to do is read, because I can go anywhere in the world, and that's what I want to share with my students every single day.
Anything you want to learn more about, you can learn from reading. And so students should have access to be able to learn about and explore all of the things that they're interested in and be able to read about those things and learn them.
I try to teach my kids, if you don't like what you see in the world, change what you see in the world, and advocacy starts with literacy. So you can't change something if you don't know about it. So I tell my kids, read about it. If you see something wrong, read about it. If there's something you want to know more about, read about it. And when they get books in their hands that feature characters that look like them, that talk like them, that face the same problems they face, it sends the message that I matter, I'm important, what I have to say is valued. And so my kids, I'm like, read. Whatever you can get your hands on, even if you don't like the picture on the cover, pick it up and read it, because it's going to change the way you see the world.
Love that. So, I think they'd all agree with me too. The more you are able to read, the more you are able to understand, the better you are able to engage with the world and people around you. Do you find that you have more engagement in your students who are reading?
I would say that my students who read on the regular basis are also the students who participate in class on a regular basis. I can tell very early on in the year who reads at home.
My top academic all-stars are the students who are reading and who enjoy reading and who want to participate in the read-alouds in the classroom. In our school, I always go around, I'm the crazy one, yelling, read, read, every day, and I'm cheering, and it's important to get these kids reading every day.
You got it.
Yeah, the students who are reading the most are the students who are engaging the most in class discussions, whether it's on topic or not. But then we get to know each other better and be more engaged in everything.
Yeah, they definitely, I echo everything that you guys say. And the kids that I have some of the most fun conversations with are the ones that recommend books for me to read. Like, I get to teach middle school, so they're starting to get in like the YA and adult genres. And so I have several kids sitting on these steps today that have personally chosen books for my classroom library because they're like, Ms. Keener, other people need to read this. And it opens the door to conversation with people you might normally not engage in conversation with. So it opens the door to just better community and better diversity and fellowship together.
Yes, Harrisburg School District. All right, so we've been talking a lot about reading, but there are different kind of readers, aren't there? I have two children. My daughter, she's a reader. My son, he's gonna read, but he has to listen to it, because he said if he opens the book, sometimes the words start moving around. So I had to find for him, how was he going to best be able to engage in reading in books? So just know before you leave here, there are all kinds of readers. That's you? You're like that? Somebody, he's waving his hand. I love it when you want to be seen. But if that's the kind of reader that you are, you have to speak up and say something, because there is help for all kind of readers. So, hello, how are you? Did you have a question? Oh, no, just know I see you. Yes, I see you. I see you. That's right. They're waving their hands like I can't see them. I can see them. I don't have my glasses on, but I can see them. So, if there are any more questions, any more thoughts for things for us to do today? All right, everybody, what's the name of this program? United States of Readers. Okay, one more time. What's the name of this program? United States of Readers. Okay, what's a reader? God bless you. You used to be a librarian too. I love that. All right, who wants a book?
We want to give out books. Everybody gets books.
There you go.
From the elected officials.
From the elected official?
Yes.
All right, here. Would you pass those down? Thank you. There you go. Thank you all very much for joining us here today for the United States of Readers presented by Scholastics. I'm Cheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary, and we thank you.